Part 1. The Father and the Son. Chapter 1. The Creed. Down in the corrugated bulkheads, down among bulwark stays and bilge strakes, derrick post and screw shaft, down in the iron darkness, the vessel moans in the breeze, sings to its single crew member. He sleeps in a seaman's berth towards the stern. He turns and mutters, he sweats, he grinds his teeth and dreams the apocalypse, the dimness and the low bruised clouds and shafts of sunlight white on the pan and the 4 riders coming and the hooves of their horses as they beat on the earth speak like thunder. Jack Delfan sits up naked and wide-eyed in his bunk. He reaches for the rope pull that works the bulb above. Its light comes slow and blue, and his eyes narrow beneath the crags of his brow, eyebrows pulling together as his head inclines to aid his hearing of that distant and urgent drumming, that approaching vehicle. He climbs a long, clanging journey up emergency ladders on hold pillars and transverse girders. He arrives at deck level through a hatchway of his own devising, the round and bolted lid lifting on its hinge and the prophet's head emerging, accompanied by the venerable barrel of a .577 Wesley Richards Nitro Express hunting rifle. He stares out at the metal plane, the red dunes beyond, a zephyr whispering in the wires of the lift rig, a cable clanking, his head turning to port and then to starboard, and he clambers, naked yet, onto the deck and canters to the starboard rail. He looks down, just sand, and then the pan, and beyond that, sand again. He frowns. He lifts his heavy head, nostrils funneling in molecules alien to his chosen purlieus, analyzing them in the mucus of his cranial cavities, a smell of the world he came from. He lifts the rifle and checks the massive round in its chamber. He strides across the deck to the lift rig and leans over the port rail. It's there, blades retracted, some 50 yards beyond the rapture tree and the little circle of rocks where 3 lengths of ironwood smoulder in the ashes, a gleaming black ovoid like the tanker has turned goose and started laying. Jack Delfan climbs the wooded stile and steps onto the crude railed platform of the lift. He releases the brake and drops with chains roaring in their pulleys, resonating in glooming holds within. He bends his knees for impact of the earth and takes it, and he opens the gate in the rail and steps onto the sand with weapon held ready, his eyes catching a movement at the trunk of the rapture tree and the stock coming up to his shoulder, and Jack Delfan sees the partner step out, with hands held carefully aloft, a lean and whimsical figure, all garbed in solar tech. "Hello, Jack," he says. The patriarch's knees are slightly bent, his weight balanced and, like his breathing, functioning in service of the sights which remain fixed on a point between the partner's eyes. "What want you? Offer a friend a drink?" Delfan gestures with his head towards the egg. "Don't you carry refreshment in that abomination? I was hoping you'd have something artisanal." Jack Delfan lifting the barrel to indicate a leather bag that hangs from a branch above the partner's head. "Try that." "What is it?" "Tlika. I'm sorry. Mead." "Ah." The partner smiling at this eccentricity, reaching up to take the bag from its rope cradle and bring it down and remove the cork, lifting the mouthpiece to take in aromas and smile again and drink. Fantastic. He wipes his lips with the back of his hand and feels about his mouth with his tongue. The chewy bits, bee grubs. The partner leaning to spit a fragment upon the sand. He straightens to look regretful at his friend. It's hard to talk when you're standing there naked with a gun on me, Jack. I wasn't expecting visitors. Would it have made any difference? How much tax does the Secretariat compute me to owe? The partner shaking a rueful head. It's not about the tax, Jack, not directly. So why are you here? I've brought something for you, but we can't do this while you've got that blunderbuss pointing at me. It's dangerous, and you really should have some trousers on. Jack Delfan lowering the .577, the partner turning towards the egg, a hum coming from the thing as a hatch slides open, and the midwife steps out in her Solartech gear, and Jack Delfan sees that she carries an infant in her arms, who waves his arms and stares about and smiles. "Da," he says, "da." Delfan's eyes, like those of a man hallucinating, all the universe reduced in his mind to the small focus of horror, which is the babe in its swaddling. "What the hell is that?" he says. "He's yours, Jack, attested by your genes." Delfan, looking from the partner to the midwife, whose eyes are directed in turn at Delfan's groin, where his parts hang large and soft and strangely innocent in a jungle of curls. "Dear God," she says. She walks across the sand with the boy waving his arms, saying, "Da, da, da." "The orphanage won't take him," says the partner. "Administratively, you seem to have disappeared, but they know you're out here, and they say they lack revenue for orphans." Jack Delfan, standing outraged with the rifle forgotten in his hand. "And Aileen? She's an elusive lady." Delfan's head twisting on his neck in the grip of the rage, and he turns and lifts the .577 to align the bore with the midwife's skull. "I thought you said we could do this," she says to the partner, "without force." The partner smiling, mild and regretful. "He's your boy, Jack.